everyone, it's Clint Salter, your host for the Dance Teachers Summit for 2015, and today is a fun day. Today is all about Evergreen Enrollments. We are talking about sales, and I know so many of you don't like using that word, but you are business owners and you need to create a sales process in your business to get those new student enrollments through the door, but then enrolling, signing up, and then you need to retain them. So we've got experts today helping us on how to do that in our business. Now, I'm really excited to be bringing on a good friend of mine who is a guru when it comes to sales. She's been working with health clubs and gyms across the world for many, many years. She's got amazing strategies. She's fun, pretty entertaining as well, and funny. Hello, Amanda. Great to have you.
Hi, everybody.
Amanda, I'd love for you to start by just telling us a little bit about you in 60 seconds. It's quick. A little bit about you, what you do, and what's your big mission in the world.
Well, basically, I've been involved in building businesses for the last 20 years. I've started off in retail sales and then ended up in the fitness industry, growing health clubs and personal training studios and yoga studios and swim school and all that sort of thing. So my biggest passion is to help business owners understand about the sales process, not be scared about it, learn about lead generation. I think we put sales and marketing over here and we forget about lead generation, which is probably the most important thing. And also to show people that they need to consistently, learn and grow in sales, but you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can actually grow your business on a budget, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. What is, for our studio owners that are like, okay, I know about sales, I've heard about marketing, what's lead generation? It must be about getting more students into the studio. What's your kind of definition of that?
Yeah, for me, lead generation is about controlling the marketing. So we could actually have, we put out flyers and everything for marketing or send emails out. But the whole concept of marketing is to get a name and number. Once we get a name and number, that's where I call it lead generation, when we get an actual name and number, and then we can control the process from that point on. So with my staff, their goal is to get about 30 new leads a day and to put them into the grow databases and put them into the system, as well as us doing the marketing. So we've got 3 components. Well, actually, we've got 4. We've got retention of customers, and then we've got lead generation, sales, and marketing. So the lead generation component would be us getting name and numbers in various strategies such as lead boxes, referrals, and even we go to bus stops with like a clipboard and just say, would you like to book in for a free yoga class, or maybe would you like to book in for a free dance trial? So lead generation is about more about having the control about tomorrow's sales.
I love that. So our studio owners should definitely be thinking about lead generation, and they should probably be putting some goals in place around that. Like you just said, 30 names and numbers. I mean, how should they be thinking about it? Like, what goals could they be putting in place? If they've never thought or heard of lead generation, and they might put a Facebook ad out there, or they might do a flyer drop, and they're getting some names and numbers, but they kind of don't have any goals around it, how would you suggest they start kind of putting a strategy in place for that?
So what I do is I do a growth plan, and the growth plan is, I think we focus too much on sales and not how much the business grows by, because I even remember walking into a business and I said to do sales training, they called me up to Newcastle, went in there and I said, okay, so what's your sales target? Had the whole room, had a big whiteboard, ready to do sales training for the day. And I said, how many sales are you guys selling at the moment? And they said, because they had this big sales problem, huge sales problem, they kept saying. And they said 300 units a month. And I went, hang on a second, you don't have a sales problem, you've got a retention problem. And I flipped the board around and I said, that's it. I'm gonna stop 50 people leaving a month, and then we'll have a growth of 50. Like, you're selling 300 units, that's good to me. So the whole concept is growth. So how I start off is going, okay, so if you've got 300 students in your studio at the moment and you want to get to 350 next month, then you need to grow by 50. So you need to work on the percentage of people that are leaving each month. In the fitness industry, we generally work on 5% of people leaving every month. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it's like. Maybe you can help out some of your coaching clients with those figures, but we have to work out what percentage of people is leaving each month, and then we add the growth on top, and then we've got our sales figures. So to give you a rough example, I'm growing by 50 units a month at the moment in one of my studios. So our growth target is 50. So we're probably losing about 10 units a month. So our sales target's 60. So I know we need to go out and get obviously more than 60, because we've got about a 40% closing ratio off our trials at the moment. It could be better. I usually shoot for 55%, but off trials, I'm happy with that. So then we worked out the other day that we needed to get, it was something like, say 180 people in a month for trials. We convert 40 of them and we get 60 sale units. That's kind of how it works. But it all comes down to the growth target of the units of students that you need.
I love that. And I know what we've done with lots of our studios, talk about growth, but we then talk about frequency, because so many people are like, we need more students, we need more students. I'm like, hey, with those people that are at your studio and already that are loving your classes, are you cross-selling them into other classes? Are you upselling them? So there's an opportunity always there as well to get your students involved more in your studio in the services that you've got.
Right, totally. And you might have products that you sell and all that sort of thing. I look like very dark, hey? It's not so bad for a 40-year-old. It's getting a bit dark here. But I like the dark. I look better. So, yeah, so totally with that, there's, what's the frequency of them? I think that there definitely could be, you can gain more security by membership-based stuff. You and I both love the direct debit system. I've just gone in from, I saved a yoga studio about 4 years ago. It only had about 80 members when I was going in there, and they were about to close, and they all sold like single sessions and 10 packs and all that. And that business has been open for 4 years since the time I went in there. Instantly in the first year, we got 100 grand onto the books, and then obviously since then it's been growing. So it's on about 300 odd direct debit members now. They're probably goal. I just told them I really want them to lift again. They were sitting nicely, but I want them to go to 500. So I really upped the ante there because I think they're right at the right level. But I just don't think the Australian market, whether it be dance, yoga, Pilates, any business, you just can't forecast if you're just taking single sessions as well. Like, you've got to really seriously think about long-term income. So whether that be, unlimited sessions for a certain amount per week, or like you're saying, there's a minimum of 2 classes per week that they do. Of course, you're going to have your drop-in cash, but that's just bonus money. Like, I don't forecast drop-in casual cash at all. Like, if I get it, great. But, what's a handful of dollars? Like, really need to forecast with, understanding that. Plus, also, like you said, the profit margins of profit centers, maybe we can have an intro day, or we can have just a specific intensive workshop for the day and get more people in. And I think those days are really great to increase your cash. So
yeah, I love that you mentioned, the direct debit. I mean, we're lucky, we've got studio owners from around the globe that are part of our programs, but so many people now are going, yes, okay, let's do direct debit. Let's get people on a membership program so that we've got that cash flow continually through the year, not just for 8 months. I mean, some studios are just operating 8 months. A lot of them now are operating, 9 and 10 months of the year, but we want to create a business that, basically rock and rolls 12 months of the year.
Yeah, well, a lot of